You know what this film needed? More ice puns.
Tonight's forecast. A freeze is coming.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
Let's kick some ice.
All right, maybe you just needed Mr. Freeze. All right. What is up, Netflix fans? Welcome back to my channel. As always, we're talking the brand new movie or show on streaming, and this weekend's movie is The Ice Road. Not Cold Pursuit, The Ice Road. After a remote diamond mine collapses in far northern Canada, a big rig ice road driver must lead an impossible rescue mission over a frozen ocean to save trapped miners. All right, so it's weird. This movie is like a combination of things that I really enjoy. Ice road truckers. Love that show. Liam Neeson, the guy's still doing it. He said a few years ago he was going to stop doing it, but he's still doing it. Less hand-to-hand combat action heavy than, say, the Taken movies, obviously. But this movie has its fair share of action, a lot of driving, and I just came out of Fast and Furious, so I'm immediately thinking about that. This is a lot more grounded than that movie. And then you have the idea of all of these miners trapped, and it's a rescue mission. It's essentially trying to get there in time, but also dealing with something else with another character and people after her, and somewhat of a convoluted storyline incorporating all of those different elements. But it's also simple within the fact that Liam Neeson is on this journey, on this mission. He also has a really good relationship with his brother in this movie, and that's kind of where I wish they would have focused just a bit more. They start out establishing that as something that is sweet and genuine, and of course, Neeson honing in on the emotions that he needs to make that believable. That was really great, but they kind of cut that off to a point to where they're going to focus on the action, which is fine, but the movie isn't as action-packed in the vein that it needs to be to provide audiences with that level of engagement. If you're invested in the story itself, even with its cliches and predictable elements, I believe there is something to lock onto here when it comes to this pursuit. Not a cold pursuit. Okay, I guess it is a cold pursuit, but not the movie Cold Pursuit. I'm going to stop. But that part definitely has its moments, and a few of those moments really locked me in, whether it be some of those chases, seeing Neeson's character just driving around this big old truck, being on top of the ice, and the fragile nature of what you're dealing with there. All of that was really intense, but they also really underutilized some of these characters. When you have Lawrence Fishburne, you have to utilize Lawrence Fishburne to the best of your ability, and I just don't think this movie did that with numerous characters that I didn't know enough about, therefore I didn't really care about them, and the film itself narratively doesn't quite come together, and it's so slow in parts. You know, you start playing the comparison game, you're comparing it to other Liam Neeson action movies, and there's a lot of them, okay, over the past couple of years. This doesn't really hold a candle to those in terms of action. Now, I think tweaking the script and giving us more of that brotherly relationship, giving us more of those emotional moments within the slower moments would have worked to its favor. Unfortunately, it couldn't do that, even though this is not what I would consider one of the worst Liam Neeson action movies. It's just crazy to me that he's still doing what he's doing, and he's great in the film. Absolutely great. He crushes this role. He shows that emotion. The story, for me, is what started to falter around the halfway point, and unfortunately, even though the action and intensity definitely amped up in the second half, no doubt in my mind, it couldn't quite come together to create that cohesive experience I was wanting. Before I give you guys my score, thanks so much for watching. What's your favorite ice pun? If you enjoyed this review, don't blame me if you didn't. Be sure to drop your thumbs up down below. The Ice Road eventually picks up and provides the right level of intensity, but it was just a bit too late after a dull start. I'm going right down the middle with a 5 out of 10, a 50%. Not necessarily a recommendation from me, but again, I'm just such a big fan of Liam Neeson and Ice Road Truckers. I thought this movie was going to be on that level, but again, I'm a fan of a movie like Cold Pursuit, so if you have a choice, maybe go the Cold Pursuit route, but let me know what your favorite Liam Neeson movie is, maybe recent Liam Neeson movie, down below in the comments. And again, come back. We have more reviews to come. False Positive, the next one on this channel. See you guys.